it goes by fast. I do got to say that. I mean, the first game, I know it was against Dallas, and I know I had a shot on net, and that's about it. What I remember from that game. You're just kind of like living your dream, and then you go to 500 games where kind of comes up fairly fast, and then the last 2,000 is kind of a grind where, there's a lot of up and downs through your career, and you got to go through some trades and whatnot. So it's definitely a roller coaster, but now you're here, and it did go fast.
A roller coaster describes an NHL player's career.
Pretty much.
Describes the Winnipeg Jets season so far. But the great news is that if you're looking for a positive person in the Winnipeg Jets room, Nino Niederreiter is one of them. So perhaps what they need to get out of the funk that they are currently in is a celebration. And today they will celebrate Nino Niederreiter's 1,000th game in the NHL. I'm Sara Lesky. He is Jamie Thomas. It's so great to see so many of you in the chat and joining us here today. As I mentioned, celebrations tonight. Nino Niederreiter becoming the first Swiss-born player to play 1,000 games in the NHL.
Okay, that's really cool. And you think of all the quality Swiss players in the National Hockey League right now. It's crazy to think that Nino is the first player. So Mark Streit kind of paved the way for a lot of them. Mark Streit was brought up yesterday by Nino, and then when I talked to Roman Josi, the Nashville Predators defenseman, brought up Mark Streit. So that was the guy that kind of paved the way for a lot of these guys. I believe he has 787 NHL games. And then Nino, and then Roman Josi will, knock on wood, without any injuries, he has 20 games, 1,000 as well. So to think that two guys in the same year, same season, will break 1,000 games in the Swiss-born players.
Yeah, pretty incredible. And actually, we'll hear from Roman Josi in just a short while ago. You had the opportunity to catch up with him, had a nice long discussion with him for one of your pieces, but we're going to air some of that interview as well so that you can hear it at 12:50. One of the favorites of ours and everyone else's around the league, Rick Bowness, former Winnipeg Jets head coach, longtime, obviously, NHL head coach, is going to join us. So looking forward to talking to Bones for a bit. But okay, before we talk more about Nino, because today really is a celebration, that's what we want to concentrate on. The tough times obviously have continued for the Jets. You look at their game against Boston, another loss for them, and the struggles continue. The lapses that they have just always seem to end up right now in the back of their net.
And I think it was the penalty kill again. Morgan Barron opens the scoring. You got all those good feelings going on. A lot of energy inside the building because there's a ton of Bruins fans as well. But then the penalty kill goes out and gives up 2 power play goals in the first period, and then they're down 3-1 after one period. It's just, it's been tough to watch. Their first periods have been hard for them. But you think you have all this positive momentum from the goal. Morgan Barron, scores a goal. It's been 12 or 19 games since he had scored. He hadn't scored since October. And then Alex Ovechkin brings the Jets within 1. He hadn't scored in 12 games. So you get secondary scoring that you've been dying for. You get a power play goal from Gabe Vilardi. You haven't had one of those in quite some time, and you still don't win the hockey game. So that just speaks to the tough times this organization or this team is going through right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, it's been well documented, the struggles since the beginning of November that they've had. And you think about how they've gone from sitting second in the Central, just 1 point behind Colorado, to currently, when you go by points percentage, which is the way to do it at this point in time, they currently sit 29th in the league in points percentage. So certainly, look, it's tough times right now, but the challenge for them is now, okay, this is where you're at.
Yeah.
You got to turn the page, and you've got to get yourself out of it in short order. So Washington in town tonight. It's never easy when the Capitals and the Jets face off against each other. Obviously, they played earlier this season. Celebrations all around, it seems, when these two teams play, because when they played in Washington, it was the Alexander Ovechkin
900 goals.
Yeah, celebrations. And now here tonight with Nino Niederreiter. But this is game 3 of the 4-game homestand. It'll wrap on Monday against the Ottawa Senators in town. So no morning skate today. They had a full practice yesterday, and it was an intense practice. It's been, not only do they not practice often these days because of the compressed schedule, but you certainly, you don't see it with this sort of intensity, I don't think, that we saw in yesterday's practice. But no morning skate here today. So the big question mark remains. So Connor Hellebuyck has been on the ice every day this week. And so the question is, will we see him back tonight? Eric Comrie played the last game against the Capitals, which was the 4-3 loss. Do you think that we will see Connor Hellebuyck tonight?
I feel like yes. And the only reason is because, and Mitch McClinton noted this on Twitter yesterday, is that LA was in the normal net that he practices
Right,
when he's going to start. Now that's when he goes in there on game days. That's what Mitchell Clinton will tweet out moments after that happens. So him and I were looking at each other and like, okay, what's going on here?
Yeah.
So maybe, but listen, there is nobody's saying anything. Kyle Connor was asked about that today. He's like, if he comes back, and
Scott O'Neill definitely was not saying anything. In fact, he snapped pretty quickly when he was asked if there was any chance that he was going to give an update on Connor Hellebuyck today.
Yeah, and then like nothing really so much about the lineup either. So there was some switches and stuff, and there were some lines that were, activating in practice yesterday. And Scott O'Neill said today, don't read too much into what you saw yesterday.
Which, who knows? We'll see whether or not he ends up changing it. We'll see if this is just a deflection. A lot of mysteries.
There
is a lot of mystery, but the Jets, what is no mystery is that the Jets will be better off when Connor Hellebuyck returns. They are 3-8-1 without him. Not all on the shoulders of Eric Comrie, obviously, but you can't replace a goaltender of the caliber of. And
it would be unfair to think so.
100%.
So the numbers are not stellar at all, but I think of the opportunities the Jets gave up against Boston on Thursday, and that's what Scott O'Neill talked about, the grade A opportunities. I think there was 13 high danger scoring chances. They gave up 5-on-5, never mind on the penalty kill. So that's a high number. You want that well below 10. Yeah. And you're at 13. So and Boston didn't have that many scoring chances the shots were low, the Jets outshot them, much like the game against Dallas. It's just the opportunities that they're giving up is kind of crazy, and very dangerous opponent in here tonight. A guy that's scored more goals than anybody else ever, and has scored a ton of goals against his organization.
Yeah. So I had to look to make sure there were no milestones that he could hit tonight, because I always feel as if he's always on the cusp of a milestone when they play. The Washington Capitals 8-4-2 on the road so far. They are third in the league in goals per game at 3.39, second in goals allowed in terms of the fewest, only giving up on the average 2.39. So certainly a very challenging opponent today, but look, maybe again, as we said off the top, it will be a boost that they need. There's good feelings around the dressing room today from what we've heard because of game 1000 and because Nino Niederreiter is such a well-liked player.
Right, and we're going to hear from Neil Pionk here in a second, but you're going to love what he says about Nino Niederreiter. Even Roman Josi talking about how great of a person he is. Scott O'Neill touched on it yesterday. I think anybody that has come across this guy, and I'm sure fans watching from a distance, you see anytime there's a Swiss hockey fan in the building, Nino's signing autographs or giving them something. So I think it just speaks to how great of a guy he is. And so it'll be great to see him celebrate and be celebrated today. The Jets are 3-0, and whenever they're celebrating someone's 1000th game, so hopefully it's 4. Here's Neil Pionk on Nino Niederreiter's 1000th game.
We just gave him a few gifts from the boys, and I'm sure he'll share that with you guys later. But no, this is a great time. I think he mentioned he's the first Swiss player to do it, which is really cool. And being his teammate for a few years now, it's awesome to see him accomplish this, and we're really excited for him.
Things are going well, and you're probably looking for anything that can provide a spark, right? Can a milestone like that maybe be a springboard?
Yeah, it gets everyone laughing and smiling in the room, and just having him share good memories of his journey is maybe a spark for us. It's pretty cool. I think he scored his first NHL goal against Washington too, so he's telling us about that. And now full circle, he's playing his 1000th game, which is so stuff like that can maybe spark it.
I like that answer. Like that's where you're kind of thinking. There's something has to spark something, and celebrating someone's 1000th game, the journey that got him here. Nino's mom and dad are here. His coach is here. We've seen numerous times friends coming to visit him from Switzerland. I think there's 2 sets that are coming, or that are here already. So it's something like this. You got to find something to make positive spin on a tough time. And why not someone's 1000th game?
Yeah, absolutely. This will be the 4th time that we've seen someone celebrate game 1000 in a Winnipeg Jets jersey. Blake Wheeler, Paul Stastny, Sam Gagner were the earlier ones. And what happened in those games?
They won.
So here, that's what we're hoping for. And you heard Neil Pionk say that it was against Washington that Nino scored his first goal, and so we looked it up, and sure enough, October 13th.
Fact check.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, my memory isn't good. Usually, it's always remarkable to me how NHL players are able to remember so many of their goals.
Yes.
precisely, but I did still want to fact check. And sure enough, October 13th, 2010. And what is today? December 13th. So here's
Fun
hoping
facts
that
on check-in.
15 years and 2 months to the day later that maybe he'll have a goal and hopefully a win here tonight. I love so many of the comments in there about people cheering for Nino and wanting to get the results for him. How can you not like him? I was trying to find one that was back here, but it keeps moving. The classic, give me fuel, give me fire, give me Nino Niederreiter. You can't go wrong with that. And just people cheering for him. Let's go, Nino.
Yeah.
And hopefully being able to get the win here tonight.
Yeah, just so many positives with him, and you're hoping that works. So there'll be a pregame ceremony. The silver stick will come out. Nino talked about how, Kelly Moore from CJOB had asked, about who's going to get the stick afterwards, who's going to play with it, was it going to be your buddies? And, so he's got 4 nephews, so they're all going to get a shot at that opportunity to play with the silver stick. Someone that's coming in on the silver stick is Roman Josi, a tremendous defenseman for the Nashville Predators. These two have played together numerous times in international events with Switzerland, but here's my quick conversation with Roman Josi from yesterday. I get you to go back a little bit here. Do you remember the first time you met Nino Niederreiter and what that was like?
I do, actually. I think the first time I met him was under 18 World Championships in Russia, and he's 2 years younger than me, so he was the youngest player on our team, and I just remember there was a lot of hype around him because he was playing up so much in the national team, and it was pretty fun. I remember just we got along right away, and he was way advanced the way he played. Like he's playing with like 3 years up in the national team at the time.
Can you like looking back and to where your friendship is now? What has made it so special for all these years?
Well, I think ever since we played together in that national team, we kind of played together under 20. We played together in the Swiss national team. We played I don't know how many world championships together, and we just always had that connection. And we were roommates in a lot of the world championships, and it's just something I think it's just clicked. We became really good friends, and we would go on bye week together or all-star break sometimes, and just a lot of great memories with him.
You guys have accomplished so much internationally, and you've just talked about all the multiple events you played together. What are you most proud of that you've accomplished with Nino on an international stage?
It's got to be the silver medals at the Worlds. I think just looking back, that first one was pretty special in Sweden in 2013. We were roommates at the time too, and I don't think a lot of people gave our team a big chance, and we kind of went on this run and went all the way to the finals, and it was just really cool just being able to do that with him. We were all I think I was 22, he was only 20, and just going on that run together with the Swiss national team was the first time we won silver as a Swiss national team. So that's probably, I would say, maybe the most special one.
There's like multiple silver medals now, Roman. Like considering how small of a hockey nation you are, that's got to be something too that you guys are just so proud of, and like that you just guys keep competing and putting these silver medals up.
Yeah, we are getting kind of tired of the silver medals, though.
Yeah, I could understand that.
Me and Nino, after our third one 2 years ago, he's got 4 now, but after the third one, we were like, okay, that's enough with the silver medals. The first one was special, but after that, when you get back to that finally, you definitely want that gold.
No question about that. 2026 Winter Olympics are coming just around the corner. How fantastic is that you guys are back at the Olympics, and what do you guys want to accomplish in Italy?
Yeah, it'll be great. I mean, it's just exciting that all the best players will be back, and I think especially for us with Switzerland, there's definitely a lot of momentum from the past World Championships, and I think Swiss hockey is just in a really good place. We got a lot of players in the NHL making a big impact on their teams, and Nino's about to play his 1,000th game, which is really special. So I think we'll have a really good team, and obviously we know what we're up against with all the best players coming there. There's some amazing teams, but yeah, we feel confident about our team and looking forward to it.
I know this won't surprise you, but he was asked about what his starting five would be, and he didn't include himself. So he went Meyer, Hischier, Fiala, Josi, and Siegenthaler in the back. So does that surprise you that he didn't put himself on the top line?
No, it doesn't. He should be on the top line, but he's. I think everybody knows him to cross his path with him. He's an extremely humble guy, and I think you see it the way he plays too. You know, he's a team first guy. Like, he's one of those guys you want on your team, and whatever he does it for the team. And he's just an amazing person, a really humble guy, and I think, you know, as a team, as a coach, kind of anything you ask from him, he's going to give you his best, which is pretty cool.
Zach, the wizard.
Oh, that's impressive. Nicely done, Zach.
Zach, awesome work, man. Right on the nose. So the conversation went a little bit, and I talked about, you know, how important this milestone is for Swiss hockey, and kids playing hockey in Switzerland right now. And Roman Josi talked about how cool it is, and like both of them are doing it. So I really like that part of it. But I'll put up a little bit later that answer about what it means back home.
Yeah,
but it obviously means a lot.
Well, I just, you know what it was, he is, as we mentioned, and you can see it, and the people and the fans in the comments right now are commenting on as well, if they've ever maybe had an interaction with him, maybe at a game, maybe brought in sign. He's just so likable. He's such a classy guy. He's just so kind through everything. But I also love when you talk to teammates. I mean, he's quite the prankster.
Yeah.
With as well, which, you know, don't let it fool you. We hear about the Hayden flurries, and, you know, even we did that home ice with Vladimir Mesnikov and Alex Ovechkin with all of the different things that they do to each other and feeling as if they're pranksters on the team, but that Nino definitely is as well. But I loved in the game the other night on TSN, we aired in the intermission compilation of answers from teammates about Nino, and Josh Morrissey called him an international man of mystery. Just when you look at what his contact list is incredible. He's friends with so many people, and you know, the upper echelon of it. He's a really cool guy. Yeah,
and then Arnie talked about it too yesterday, but there's not so much mystery around him, but just what he brings, the energy that he has in the room. Neil Pionk had it today. He said like 9 times out of 10 he's going to say something funny and not serious.
Yeah.
So that was kind of, even on the ice when things are going bad, he's making jokes. Those are the type of guys that you need in your dressing room when things are not going well.
Yes, absolutely. And if you go through, actually, I believe that we had put out on Instagram a number of pictures the team had shots over the years from Nino.
Yeah.
And the man does not age either.
Yeah,
so
looks the same.
I mean, he's aged since his Islanders days, but not really when you go his Nashville through Winnipeg days. So anyways, great to see. I love the energy that goes along with the 1,000th and just the celebration of it all. So it'll be great to be able to see all of his friends, family in here tonight to celebrate it.
We'll have some positive energy here. Joining us momentarily is Rick Bowness, former Winnipeg Jet coach, will be joining us to talk. And we'll ask about Nino.
Yep.
Obviously coached him for a little bit too here as well, and has come across him quite a bit. And then the whole conversation about breaking up the top line, which Alex Ovechkin looked great and has looked great since being reunited with Kyle Connor and Mark Scheifele. So we'll end a little bit on that. But before Bones brings us in, or bring Bones in, Washington.
Yes.
So we talked about Alex Ovechkin and the danger that he provides in all situations, but Washington's defense activates a lot. And John Carlson is a big name out there. Jacob Chikrin has been, what a find here, or what a deal
he
that
has
was.
Settled in so nice.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you find that players just don't fit for whatever reason, or aren't able to maximize their potential in other systems, in organizations. But what a home he has found in Washington.
He's got 11 goals this year. Washington is tied with, I believe, Columbus with most goals from their defensemen with 23. So how do you deal with that? And the right person to ask for that is Scott Arniel.
They did. You know, we did a pretty good job on the rush in the sense of not allowing it. Those 2 goals came off of it. But at the end of the day, it wasn't where it was a constant like some other situations. But their D is very active, not just those 2. It's all 6. They do a real good job of finding ice, getting shots through. I think the last time we played them, they had 13 shots from their back end, 13 or 14 shots from the back end. So, and they also have big bodies that are in around that net. That's part of their kind of their makeup, how they go about, you know, creating some of their offense. Or I think they're number 2 in the league on the analytics side of things when it comes to offense. So you got to pay attention to what's going on. You got to make sure that that we're on our game and not allowing them having any kind of easy offense.
There you go. How to deal with Washington's defense jumping up into the play. And I think one thing about when you become a coach, being on time is so important. You always hear that from coaches: be on time or be a little bit early. And I tell you for sure, Rick Bowness was never late, ever. Pretty sure I was in a lot of coaches' meetings here when he was coaching the Jets. But Rick Bowness is joining us now, and he is not late.
No, we're not late. Try not to be late, even though we're in a different time zone. We try not to be late.
Bones, it's great to see you. Okay, were you ever late, whether it be as a player, as a coach? Did you ever have to learn the lesson the hard way?
No, because as a player, I wasn't very good, so I wasn't going to give them any excuses to get rid of me. And as a coach, you better be there on time. So no, I don't remember a time where I was actually late for anything. So it's all good.
As you watch this Jets team, Bones, right now, and the struggles they're going through, how tough has it been to watch for you?
Well, yeah, you feel for them because, and I know they're feeling it as well, and the coaches as well, and management and ownership, everyone's feeling it, the fan base. But I think the good news really is they know they can do better. They know how strong they can be defensively. And when they're on top of their game defensively, man, they are a tough team to beat. And that's when they're generating their offense as well. So they know what they're capable of. It hasn't gone well lately for them, but they also, I believe in the players in that room and the culture in that room. I believe the leadership with not only the captains, but with Neil Pionk and KC and DeMello and all these guys, they're all going to chip in. They're all going to start pulling their weight a little bit more, and they can turn this thing around very, very quickly. And hopefully it starts tonight.
You've had to ride the roller coaster, obviously, before over seasons. And if you have a top line going the way that it was for the Jets with respect to Kyle Connor, Mark Scheifele, Gabe Vilardi, and then I know there had been a lot of hesitation by the coaching staff to break them up just because it was the one line that was consistently producing. Now we see Gabe Vilardi move on to a different line. How difficult is that, Bones, to kind of make that decision as a coach when you see one line going, not the other ones, and making that decision to break up what would be your most impactful line?
Well, a couple things with that. You as a coach, okay, we got to try something different. We're not getting any offense from the other guys. The other lines, not enough. And now, last couple of games, Morgan scores and Fellow scores, and hopefully that can get those guys going. But you've got to try something, and just to see if you can ignite a fire under the other guys. But the other thing is, you can always go back to that number one line. If you, what you see you don't like, you just can go right back to it right away. If there's nothing wrong with trying it, and I understand why they're trying it. But again, if you don't like what you see, then you go back to it. So you don't know until you try. And at some point, you got to try something different. And Scotty's doing a great job with that. Try it. If you don't like it, you don't like what you see, put them back together. And then again, keep the onus on the other guys to get their games going. But you certainly, at this point, you certainly have absolutely nothing to lose by trying it.
When you came here, you gave that vote of confidence to Josh Morrissey about how he could one day be a top 5 defenseman in the National Hockey League, Bones. Now that he's up there, he wants to be on the ice all the time. And Arnie talked about this yesterday, how you can't let him, even though he wants to, you can't let him play 26, 27 minutes a night. How hard is it to reel in a guy that wants to be on the ice and make a difference so much?
Well, you have to love that compete in him. And he takes such great pride in his play, and he takes great pride in the team play, and he does. That's why he's one of the top leaders on the team, but it's also one of the reasons he's one of the top defensemen in the league. And when you're a competitive guy and as talented as Mo is, you want to be on the ice all the time. You want to be out there. The puck drops, you want to be on the ice, and so you got to love that about him. The ice time, well, it's a tough schedule, as you know, lots of games coming up. So if he is getting his rest, but there's going to come a point where, man, we got to get back in this playoff race. We got to keep moving up. And if Mo needs to be out there, I'm sure they'll give him that ice time. But they're smart to monitor that and don't let him wear himself down right now. But again, you love the compete. You love the fact that He wants to be on the ice in every crucial situation. He wants to play against the best players, and that's what I love about him, and that's what everyone loves about him, that he cares so much about him, about the team, the franchise. So you have to give him credit for that. But again, you have to watch it a little bit. And again, it's not just the total minutes, it's how hard are those minutes.
Right.
Is he playing defensive zone coverage the whole time? Is he up and down the ice all the time? So it's not just the total minutes. You have to watch how hard the minutes is. Sometimes you play 26 minutes in a rocking chair, and they're easy minutes because you're not spending time in your zone, and you're spending a lot of time in the O-zone. But sometimes those minutes, you're spending way too much unnecessary time in your zone. You're defending a lot, and that takes a lot more energy. So and sometimes it's not the total minutes, it's the quality of those minutes.
That's how I'm going to lead into my next one. Do you feel as if these minutes have been too high, or have you been in a rocking chair for some of them? I love it. One of the things that, around here, obviously, things are tense. There's people are players, and you just feel that nervous energy around there just because things haven't been going well. But something that can help when you look for a positive and a spark would be a celebration. And that's what they have here tonight with Nino Niederreiter set to play his 1,000th game in the NHL. What is it as a coach that you appreciated most about Nino while you were here?
Well, again, the consistency of how he plays. Game in and game out, you pretty well know what you're going to get from Nino. He's going to be driving the net. He's going to be around there. He can kill penalties. He can help your power play. His versatility. He can play either wing. You can move him up if you need to on a short term. Move him up into the top 6 guys. So it's his versatility. It's his consistency. And again, when you have a veteran like Nino, as a coach, you have to know what you're going to get when he goes on the ice, right? Because you got other deals, the players you got to deal with. A guy that's played 1,000 games, you have to be very confident in knowing every game in and game out what he's going to give you when he steps on the ice. And he's coachable, so that if he has a bad game or a couple of bad games, you bring him in, you sit him down, you talk to him, show him a little video, and he's quick to turn things around. So he's a good teammate, he's coachable, and the versatility and the consistency of what makes him a special player.
It's also special. He's the first player from Switzerland to reach the 1,000-game mark in the National Hockey League. Bones, how cool of a moment is that to share with everybody?
Well, that's a great thing for him, and it's a great thing for his country, and right. So I'm sure he's an idol for a lot of kids playing over there, as he should be. And it's, again, if he can do it, other people from there can do it. Other players can do it. Young players looking at that say, okay, if he can do that, so can I. So I'm sure he's very proud of playing this 1,000th game, and I'm sure the country is very proud of him, and all the players around the league that know him well, that have played with him, are all very, very happy for him.
Well, Bones, I'm scrolling through. We have a live chat that goes on as well. And so many of the fans in here are wishing you hello, saying that it's so great to see you, that they miss you. And they want to know how you and Judy are doing. How is everybody doing? Are you watching as much hockey as you were before? Have you now settled into retirement?
No, poor Judy. I think she thought she was going to get nights away from the games on TV. That's not happening. The difference is we're sitting outside by the pool watching the games at night. So she's doing great. Thanks. We're doing great. But no, we're watching hockey every night. And I'm doing some TV work with TNT, so I've got to make sure I know what I'm talking about a little bit when I show up in the studio. So no, I'm watching games every night, and with Ryan being the assistant GM with the Islanders, I've watched more New York Islanders games than I have in a long, long time. So I try to take the Islanders, obviously try to take as many of the Jets games in, but no. We're still watching a lot of hockey, but when she gets bored now, she just goes into another TV and watches something. It's a little more entertaining. She said to me the other night, "Are you still going to watch this every night?" Yeah, sorry, but I am. Can't get away from it.
Hey, Rick, thank you so much for this. Wish you and your family a Merry Christmas, and wishing you all the best, and I hope to talk to you real soon.
So anytime, it's a real pleasure. Merry Christmas to everyone out there as well. Love the Jets, love the Jets fans, love the city. So good luck to everybody.
Thanks so much, Bones.
Okay.
See you, Bones.
That was Rick Bowness, one of the all-time greats. You and I were discussing the other day off camera just about how fortunate we've been in this marketplace
Yeah.
with the coaches that have been head coaches of the Winnipeg Jets. And certainly Rick Bowness, I mean, his fingerprints all over the Winnipeg
Well, that's what you
Jets
see, like in the
last
chat.
year.
He fixed our team.
100%.
Yeah.
That you just look at what he came in and did, and the what they were able to continue to build on last year. And yes, they have their struggles this year, but certainly the foundation is there.
Yeah, and I like you could just feel he meant it. There's enough guys in the room to turn this around. So listen, if Rick Bowness feels this is going to turn around, I think you have to believe at some point this is going to turn around. I have to tell my daughter, my 12-year-old, all the time, it's going to turn around. Just hang in there.
There you go.
Yep.
Just quickly again, for those that were asking, I saw it earlier in the chat. So we do not know who is starting for the Winnipeg Jets. There was no morning skate today. Scott Arniel would absolutely not answer the question. Do not go down that road. Was not answering the question as to whether or not we would see Connor Hellebuyck in net tonight. There is speculation. If we don't see him tonight, could we see him Monday? You know that he is incredibly close to returning, but you'll have to. Tonight's game is on Sportsnet. You can listen on CJOB. You'll have to tune in to be able to find out whether or not number 37 returns to the crease. Also, what is going to happen with the lines? Will we see some adjustments in terms of the lineup?
Yeah.
As well as some different faces inserted in. We'll have to wait and see, because he also is not answering questions about that. But it wouldn't surprise me based on what we've seen over the last few games as well as last practice.
Thank you. Beauty sweaters. So the timing was perfect, and you guys are in tune with us all the time. I feel like we're connected. What are we wearing? What are we wearing today?
Well, we're wearing hoods.
Oh yeah, here's the thing. They're called hoods.
Which I had to ask. So they let us know what all the products are, and it says tonight's feature of the game, Face Off Fashion Color Hoods by Mondetta. And I thought, am I really
Typo.
out of the? Am I
typo.
really out of the loop? Are they not called hoodies anymore? Are we now young hip kids calling them hoods?
So my mother-in-law used to tell my wife and her siblings, it's the latest trend. That's what she used to say. So this is the latest trend. And we asked Zach, our producer, I'm like, do you guys call these things hoods? Because they're hoodies from my childhood.
Of course.
Zach said no, but if Mondetta wants to call them hoods, they can.
They are fantastic. They are fantastic hoods, hoodies, sweatshirts.
And if they're warm on a game day.
Brown and blue. Yes, I am absolutely thrilled whenever we feature hoodies, because I am always freezing, as everybody knows. So these are available at Jets Gear stores as well as.
We were just talking about this.
Oh yeah, we did get into a big discussion about bunny hugs.
Yeah, we did.
So hoodies, they will be for us, but they are available. So we like to point out, in the month of December, if you are looking for holiday gifts for anybody, then head down to your Jets Gear store. If you are not in the area, then you can shop online as well. But these get definitely the Jamie Thomas, Sarah Orlesky seal of approval. They are incredibly comfortable and warm.
And I'm way too hot, so.
All right. Let's just wrap it then.
You think so?
Yeah, why not?
I think they've had enough of us. We give them 30-minute segments of us, and I feel like
that's all anyone.
That's why the
can take.
relationship is so good with them, because they like 30 minutes on game days.
And then they're done with us.
That's right.
We hope that you enjoy the Saturday. Let's hope that the Winnipeg Jets are able to turn things around tonight against the Washington Capitals. If you're coming down to the game, look forward, hopefully, to be able to see a whole bunch of people down here. It should be a fantastic atmosphere. Again, Nino Niederreiter's 1,000th game. So the celebrations that will be going on with that, you don't want to miss out. Winnipeg Jets social media channels will also have all the content. We're featuring a bunch of it in an upcoming runway, so we've got a whole bunch of work to do. And then the homestand, the last home game before the holiday break, goes Monday against the Ottawa Senators.
Yeah, and then they got 3 games on the road. But let's think of tonight. Positive energy, 1,000 games. Bones came in. Possible Connor Hellebuyck sighting. There's all kinds to look for. We're going to find out.
Well, everyone, enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Enjoy your weekend as well. And thanks so much for taking some time with us this afternoon and checking in.